Paris Jackson, the poised and multifaceted scion of music royalty, has long navigated the treacherous waters of public life with a blend of grace and guarded authenticity. As a model, actress, and musician in her own right, starring in projects like American Horror Stories and gracing runways for visionaries, Paris has cultivated a social media presence that stands as a beacon of unvarnished truth in an ocean of curated perfection. Recently, at a high-profile gathering like GQ's Men of the Year event, she was confronted with praise for this very approach, prompting a response so disarmingly candid it cut through the glamour like a fresh breeze. When lauded for her unfiltered feed, Paris didn't bask in acclaim. She demurred with a self-deprecating wit that revealed the chaos beneath the cool exterior, offering a window into the deliberate messiness she embraces online. Picture the scene: the event's electric hum, flashes popping like distant fireworks, attendees draped in designer threads that whisper exclusivity. Amid this orchestrated elegance, Paris, 27, with her signature tousled waves and eyes that hold stories untold, pauses for a reporter's microphone. The compliment lands softly: admiration for her Instagram, that digital diary where vulnerability isn't staged but lived. Followers devour her posts not for flawless selfies but for the raw edges, the moody black and white portraits, the candid confessions of anxiety's grip, the unposed moments of joy snatched from ordinary days. It's a feed that rejects the algorithm's tyranny of tidiness, opting instead for a mosaic of realness that mirrors life's jagged beauty. Paris's reply? A swift pivot from flattery to frankness: "It's just chaos." The words tumble out with a laugh, light but laced with truth, disarming the interviewer and anyone eavesdropping. There's no pretense here, no polished deflection. She doubles down, waving off the praise with playful severity: "Stay away from my Instagram. It's a mess. Stay off of that." In this quip, Paris encapsulates the paradox of her online world, a space she curates not for control but for catharsis, where keeping it real means inviting the disorder that fame often demands be hidden. It's a manifesto in miniature. Authenticity isn't about effortless allure, it's about owning the untamed, the imperfect, the utterly human. Delving into this response, one uncovers layers of intentionality born from necessity. Growing up as Michael Jackson's daughter thrust Paris into a spotlight that scorched before it warmed. Paparazzi hounds, tabloid vultures, the relentless dissection of grief after her father's 2009 passing. These forged a wariness of performance. Social media, for many her age, is a stage. For Paris, it's a sanctuary, a way to reclaim narrative on her terms. Her feed brims with activism, posts amplifying mental health awareness, environmental pleas, indigenous rights, interspersed with personal diarizing. A tear-streaked selfie post-breakup, a guitar strumming golden hour light, captions pondering existential drifts. Chaos isn't hyperbole, it's the deliberate clutter of a mind in motion, thoughts colliding like notes in an unfinished melody. This honesty stems from a philosophy of presence over pretense. Paris has spoken elsewhere of therapy's role in unpacking trauma, of music as her unfiltered exhale. On Instagram, that translates to posts that pulse with immediacy, no filters to soften scars, no captions scripting sentiment. A recent story might capture her mid-hike, sweat-slicked and breathless, not the summit pose but the struggle up. Followers respond not with envy but empathy, sharing their own messes in comments that build community from cracks. When she declares her account a mess, it's an invitation: enter if you dare, but know it's not sanitized for your comfort. This vulnerability fosters connection, turning passive scrolls into dialogues of daring. Contrast this with the influencer's playbook: endless grids of aspiration, sponsored serenity masking burnout. Paris subverts that, her chaos a quiet revolution. At the GQ event, the reporter's praise highlights this outlier status. In a sea of strategized feeds, hers feels like a friend's frantic text thread. Her deflection, "Stay away," isn't rejection but redirection, urging viewers to engage without pedestal placing. It's a nod to the double bind of visibility, adored for realness, yet pressured to perform it. By owning the mess, she neutralizes the trap, keeping agency intact. Broader implications ripple out. Paris's approach models digital wellness for a generation glued to glows. In an era where FOMO fuels filters and comparison breeds despair, her unfiltered ethos champions self-compassion. Mental health advocates nod to this. Authenticity online correlates with lower anxiety, higher belonging. For Paris, it's personal armor. Post-father's death, she battled depression, substance shadows. Now her feed chronicles conquests, a public ledger of light piercing dark. As musician too, this bleeds into art. Her EP Wilted echoes Instagram's rawness, lyrics lacerating loss, melodies meandering like unchecked thoughts. The chaos she jokes about is creative fuel, birthing work that resonates because it's relatable, not remote. At 27, Paris stands at youth's cusp, her response a right, embracing imperfection as identity's core. In laughter-laced honesty, Paris Jackson reminds us, realness thrives in disarray. Her feed, far from flaw, is a testament, messy, magnetic, magnificently her. Step in but tread lightly, the chaos is where the magic hides.